Sometimes you hear a story that just clicks. This is one of those. It's a simple but really powerful story about two people. They started in the exact same place, doing the exact same job, but they ended up worlds apart. And the reason why? It all comes down to what was happening inside their own heads.
So here's the big question, right? You've got two guys, same work, same starting point. So how in the world did one end up becoming the company president while the other, well, he was still a laborer? It's a huge difference. What was that one thing, that single variable that made all the difference? Let's dig in and find out.
All right, so let's set the scene. Go back 25 years. You've got these two guys working on the railroad. Both are laborers, and get this, they're earning the exact same wage, $2. Now, let's jump forward to today. One of those guys, he's the president of that very company. The other guy, he's still working as a laborer. I mean, the difference is just staggering, isn't it?
So how did this even happen? Well, the explanation, and this is what's so powerful, it comes straight from the guy who was still a laborer. When somebody asked him, what was the difference, he explained it perfectly. It's like he had this moment of total clarity about it all.
He basically laid it all out. He said, look, my whole focus was on the $2. I worked for the wage. But his friend was different. He said he worked for the company. See the difference? While one guy was just trying to earn his money and go home, the other guy was focused on learning everything he could, on growing, on figuring out how the whole business worked. He wasn't just there for a paycheck. He was there to build. He saw himself as an owner, not just, another worker. And then he said the most powerful thing of all. In my mind, I was just a laborer. In his mind, he was already the president. Wow. Just let that sink in. The difference wasn't their job, it wasn't their salary, it wasn't even their skill level at the start. It was all in their mindset, their perspective. And that really gets us to the heart of it all, doesn't it? It's all about the power of perspective. There's a great word for this. Nazaria, which basically means your internal viewpoint, the lens through which you see the world. And that is what ultimately shapes your reality. For these two guys, it was the only thing that truly mattered. Okay, so here's the principle at work, and it's actually pretty simple. Your brain is kind of like a supercomputer that's programmed to make your deepest beliefs come true. So if you believe you can do something, or you believe you can't do something, either way, your mind gets busy trying to prove you right. The belief you choose to accept, that's the reality you're going to end up with. So how does this actually work? To really get a handle on it, let's use a fantastic metaphor. Think of your mind as having two parts that work together, kind of like a farmer and a field of land. This little analogy is going to make everything super clear. So on one hand, you've got your conscious mind. That's the farmer. This is the part of you that's thinking right now, making choices, deciding what's what. It's the one choosing the seeds. And then you have your subconscious mind. Think of this as the most fertile land you can imagine. It's incredibly powerful. But here's the thing. It doesn't judge. It will grow anything you plant in it. It just takes the seeds from the farmer and gets to work. No questions asked. And here's the real kicker. What are the seeds? They're your thoughts. Every single one of them. The good ones, the bad ones, the thoughts about what you can achieve, the thoughts of self-doubt, they are all seeds. And you, the farmer, are planting them all day, every day in that super fertile soil of your subconscious. So it makes sense then, right? Your reality, your life, your job, your relationships, that's the crop. It's the harvest that grows directly from the seeds you've been planting. The life you have tomorrow is a direct result of the thoughts you're planting today. Simple as that. Now, there are a few rules to this land, to your subconscious. First, it is ridiculously powerful. But second, it's totally neutral. It doesn't judge. It honestly doesn't care if you plant weeds of negativity or seeds of positivity. It'll grow weeds just as happily as it grows fruit. All it does is take the orders from the farmer, from your conscious mind. Okay, so if we accept that our thoughts create our reality, how does that actually happen? I mean, what's the process? It's not some kind of magic trick. It's actually a really clear 5-step chain reaction. And it's this chain that takes a single thought and turns it into your destiny. Here's how it works. It all kicks off with a thought. That thought then leads to an action. You repeat that action enough, and guess what? It becomes a habit. All of your habits bundled together, they form your character. And in the end, it's your character that shapes your destiny. See? It's a perfect, unbroken chain from start to finish. So this is huge. If you want to change your destiny, you can't start at the end. You can't just wish for a new destiny. You have to go all the way back to the very first link in that chain. The single most powerful place to make a change in your entire life is right at the beginning. It's about taking control of your thoughts. Let's bring it back to our two guys on the railroad. It's so clear now, isn't it? One of them was planting seeds of limitation. His thoughts were, I'm just a laborer. This is just for the $2. The other guy, he planted seeds of possibility. I'm an owner. I'm going to run this company someday. One guy grew weeds, the other grew fruit. So I guess the only thing left to ask is this, and it's a question for you. Take a look at the garden of your own life. Are you happy with what's growing there? Because if the answer is no, the power to change that crop isn't somewhere out there. It's right here, right now. It all starts with the very next seed you decide to plant in the soil of your mind. So, what's it going to be?